distinguished colleagues, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Today, All Progressive Congress commemorates International Day of Persons with Disabilities to recognize the dignity, achievements, and essential contributions of Nigeria's over 25 million persons with disabilities. This means about 1 in every 8 Nigerians live with at least one form of disability. Most common of these disabilities are visual impairment, hearing impairment, physical impairment, intellectual impairment, and communication impairment, but are undaunted, winning laureates in sports, ICT, commerce, academics, among others. In a country where the physically challenged face constant discrimination, especially in the teeming labor market, the para-athletes' consistent success in international sports events is quite exceptional compared to their able-bodied counterparts who have more poor outings than successful ones. Nigerian para-athletes have proven to be rays of hope in shining the country's flag in international sports competition. They are, of course, the rejected stone who now becomes the cornerstone. The Enugu-born Lucy Ogeshukwu Ejike, who has shattered powerlifting world records thrice, Folashade Oluwafemiayo, who smashed her own world record to win gold at the powerlifting event during the recently concluded 2022 Commonwealth Games, or 23-year-old Nwachukwu Goodness, who overcame her physical challenges to win gold and smash the world record at the 2022 Commonwealth Games, to mention a few. The theme this year is Transformative Solutions for Inclusive Development, the role of innovation in fueling an accessible and equitable world. The theme is a rally cry to invest in persons with disabilities, which will reduce poverty, promote economic growth, and contribute to lasting development of Nigeria. The annual observance of the International Day of Persons with Disabilities on December 3rd was proclaimed in 1992 by the United Nations General Assembly Resolution 47/3. The observance of the day aims to promote an understanding of disability issues and mobilize support for the dignity, rights, and well-being of persons with disabilities. This year's global observance to commemorate the International Day of Persons with Disability has been dedicated to finding innovative and transformative solutions for inclusive development, covering in 3 different interactive dialogues the following thematic topics. First, innovation for disability inclusive development in employment. This is intended to interrogate the linkages between employment, knowledge, and skills required to access employment in an innovative, rapidly changing technological landscape to all, and how assistive technologies can increase accessibility to employment and be mainstreamed in the workplace. The second is innovation for disability inclusive development in reducing inequality. This focuses on innovations, practical tools, and good practices to reduce inequalities in both public and private sectors, which are disability inclusive and interested in promoting diversity in the workplace. Third, but not the least, is innovation for disability inclusive development. Sport as an exemplar case, a sector where all of these aspects coalesce, sport as good practice example, and a site of innovation, employment, and equity. All progressive-led administration under President Muhammadu Buhari has particularly played an important role in tackling the range of challenges confronting the disabilities communities. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari GCFR, has assented to the Discrimination Against Persons with Disability Prohibition Act 2018. This singular act has endeared him to the disabilities community. Social programs initiated by the Buhari administration, like cash transfers to the poorest, school feeding, and economic empowerment programs, have alleviated the plight of PWD in Nigeria. APC, be a friend of PWDs, have strongly and consistently advocated for the inclusion and improvement of lives of PWDs, which led to free nomination form for all PWDs aspirants in the 2022 APC primaries at all levels. As the leader of PWDs, I disburse grants and empowerment to women and men in different PWDs clusters nationwide to engender financial inclusion. Bursaries and scholarships were awarded to PWDs students across the country, while I paid for GCE forms of hundreds of SS3 students to drive home our call for educational inclusion. I organized and self-sponsored the first PWDs National Summit at Nikon Hilton, Abuja, where far-reaching resolutions have been forwarded to the appropriate authorities for prompt actions. Indeed, government must do more. Disability is not inability. Disability only becomes a tragedy when society fails to provide the things needed to lead about one's daily life. As we count down to general election, I'm pleased to share that the presidential candidate of our party, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will prioritize the concerns of persons with disability if elected in 2023, as outlined in his Renewed Hope Action Plan. Some of these burning issues include financial inclusion of PWDs, accessibility and economic and empowerment, education and health services at affordable costs to PWDs, scholarship and bursary, insurance policies at affordable costs, and political inclusion as ministers, commissioner, and board members of government MDAs. John Milton was spot on when he said that the childhood shows the man as morning shows the day. It is only the All Progressive Congress, APC presidential candidate, that has outlined steps to address the hydra-headed problems confronting persons with disabilities in Nigeria. Permit me to quote copiously excerpts from the Renewed Hope Action Plan of our APC presidential candidate. I quote, "The Tinubu government will expand existing programs and introduce new social investment policies to create jobs and business opportunities, particularly for youth and women. We shall expand the Buhari administration's National Social Investment Program, under which the federal government's job creation, social welfare, and poverty alleviation programs, the conditional cash transfer, government enterprise and empowerment, homegrown school feeding, and N-Power are delivered to millions of Nigerians across the country. Through such programs, we are able to incentivize poorer families to make the faithful and correct decision to send their children to school. This will provide these children a chance at formal education previously closed to them. By helping them, we make society better, not only more educated, but more compassionate as well. We shall also provide conditional income support to very poor households. In exchange, recipients will be required to meet key human capital development goals like school attendance, health care, and nutrition. Provide unconditional income support to elderly, extremely poor, and disabled persons. Create new job opportunities for young Nigerians from poor and unprivileged backgrounds. Introduce new social investment programs supporting the development of micro, small, and medium enterprises, particularly among the poor. These investment programs will improve business productivity, widen access to affordable finance and capital markets, and expand businesses such that beneficiaries can offer employment to others. Recipients shall receive high-quality, low-cost business development support services. These programs and initiatives will give priority access to persons with disabilities, women, and young people. We will partner with existing industry players, many of whom, through their use of cutting-edge fintech products, have already created phenomenal success with little to no government support to expand access to capital for MSMEs across the country. Unlocking the full potentials of persons with disabilities by breaking down the systemic barriers that limit their full participation in society is not only the right thing to do, it is the smart thing to do, especially in the area of political inclusion, by appointing PWDs as ministers at the federal cabinet and commissioners at various states to finally put a nail on the coffin of discrimination, stigmatization, and rejection of PWDs in Nigeria. Let me commend the federal government on its achievement on security since the past few months. The security situation in the country is looking better, and this must be sustained. I salute the doggedness and resilience of the armed forces in combating insecurity. It won't be out of play to improve the remuneration packages of the armed forces as a form of motivation for the good work. I challenge all Nigerians to be committed to the security of Nigeria. We are stronger and better together. If you see something, promptly say something. As 2022 draws to a close, let moderation be our watchword. Finally, we celebrate all PWDs for their resilience and readiness to excel despite the challenges. No doubt we are people with determination and not with disability. I see light at the end of the tunnel. Therefore, I call on all PWDs in Nigeria to vote for all APC candidates in the 2023 general elections for inclusive development. God bless Nigeria. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2023. Thanks for listening.